Okay, so it looks like today's hearing was vacated. Reactions. Disclaimer.
Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only, and just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged.
Okay, so I wasn't sure because I received an email stating that we were still having a hearing today in the Idaho 4 case, but then I also noticed that in the case summary it said that there was like a cancellation. Well, now we have a document stating that yes, everything has not only been canceled, but rescheduled. Now, yesterday we went over the defendant's response to state's motion to limit testimony, or shall I say, testimony, as the clerk of court actually filed it on the Idaho Case of Interest website, but I digress. Even though now we have a couple of more documents that have been posted, we still do not have the document that this is the response to. So there are still quite a few things on this that we are left in the dark about, but there has been a motion to temporary seal exhibits now filed, which is like duh at this point because that's all they do anymore is file pretty much everything under seal. Then we have the motion to temporarily seal the supplemental response. And again, this is for the state of Idaho and their responses to the defendant's fourth and fifth motions to compel discovery. Now, there's also a motion to limit scope of testimony that is being labeled on this state's response, and that doesn't match entirely the title that we have for the defendant's response to state's motion to limit testimony. Words being different do matter because the verbiage and the way that the words are written whenever it comes to being responses to things, the titles have to be exact. That's why when it comes to so many documents, we see listings of titles that are like in quotations because it has to be very specific and exact. Now we have the confirmation of today and the 16th meeting now being no longer a happening situation. Order vacating and rescheduling hearing dates and opening some hearings to the public. This states, based on the agreement of the parties, the hearing scheduled for May 14th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. for defendants' fourth and fifth motions to compel is vacated. This will allow both parties and the court additional time to review the information that was submitted by the parties between May 7th and May 10th. And remember that weird response that we don't have an original document for yet. That was apparently filed on May the 10th, and it didn't become publicly available to us until late yesterday evening on the 13th. Defendants' fourth and fifth motions to compel will be heard on May 30th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Again, that's a Thursday. I'm pretty sure all of these are going to be on a Thursday until we get to trial anyway. After reviewing the submissions of the parties filed on May 7th and May 10th, the court has determined that the hearing will be open to the public. Thus, the court's May 2nd, 2024 order granting state's motion to close the May 14th hearing is withdrawn. If during the hearing issues arise that must be addressed in a sealed proceeding, the court will clear the courtroom and discontinue the live stream of the proceedings in the court's YouTube channel. So technically, the defense is getting their way with this because they didn't want anything closed and wanted this to be a public session. She's tired of the secrecy at this point, which is still sort of crazy to me because they were also so gung-ho about the gag order in the very beginning of this, just like everybody else was. So it's interesting that suddenly they're kind of like flipping a switch on how they feel about it. On May 23rd of 2024 at 2:30 p.m., the defense will call a witness to testify. The testimony will be related to defendants' fourth and fifth motions to compel. Because the witness is unavailable to testify on May the 30th, the witness's testimony will take place on May 23rd. The hearing will be open to the public. However, if during the hearing issues arise, blah, 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 same thing as before. So on May 23rd, we're going to be having somebody testify. I wonder if the defense and the state are going to be able to talk and argue with each other, or if it's literally just going to be them sitting there allowing testimony. And I'm wondering which ones. That might be Cy Ray, because we know that Larkin and Barlow were supposed to be on the 16th. And as you can see from this next statement, the 16th one has now been vacated and reset for May 30th at 1:30. So they're basically sort of doing it the same way that they did the IGG stuff that was being sort of like fought in the grand jury indictment fight for, the whole dismissal situation, how some of it was open and some of it was closed. I mean, at this part, it's saying that it's going to be open, because it says that even for the 16th, the portion of the hearing that will include arguments on defendant's motion to allow defense investigators to review IGG materials and defendant's motion to unseal IGG materials is what's going to be happening now on the 30th. The hearing will be sealed as stipulated by the parties. In the event that the parties determine that the hearing can be open to the public, the parties must file a stipulation to open the hearing no later than May the 24th. So just like before, where half of the day was sealed and half of the day is open, it's going to be the exact same thing on the 30th. At 10 a.m., it's going to be the open portion of the session, and then whenever they reconvene at 1:30 p.m., it's going to be closed. So yes, the exact same way that we did it before, just the opposite. I believe the morning session for the last one was the one that was sealed and closed off to the public, and the afternoon session is the one that they let remain open. Although no hearing is being set for May 31st, 2024, the court will reserve space on its calendar beginning at 10 a.m. that morning if additional time is needed to complete the hearing on defendant's motion to compel, including the portions pertaining to IGG. So, yeah, interesting. So, the 30th is going to be the day that everything happens. So, we have a whole nother 2 weeks, couple days over 2 weeks before we actually do this. But on the 23rd, which is next Thursday, so not this Thursday this week, but the next Thursday, is whenever we're going to be having a witness testimony. And I am just going to say that I am 95% sure it's going to be Cyree. That'll be interesting. So everything for today is not going to be happening. So we're going to wait to see if there's any more documents that show up that matches that crazy, wacky one that we went over with last night. Now, right now, I'm in the middle of editing a video on this article. Remember, this article was mentioned in a defense document by Ann Taylor when it comes to how the IGG was used in this case was already leaked. And that was her words. She used the words leaked, and it's right there in the document. I recorded this last night. I am editing it today. I am going to be premiering it tonight. Now, I have a lot to do, you guys. I'm hoping that I will be able to chat with y'all as much as possible in the live chat, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to sit there the whole time because the video is about an hour. There is a lot of interesting information in this article, and damn, I can't believe that I hadn't seen this until it was mentioned by the defense, because almost every little thing that we freaked out about months and months after Bryan Kohberger's arrest is literally written in this article that was released less than 2 weeks after they announced that they had arrested him, when it comes to how this investigation contained IGG information. Even Othram is named in this article. You guys, I'm floored. So we're going to go over that tonight, but that is it. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is the new schedule. So the rumor about there being nothing happening today is true. There is nothing happening this Thursday either. It'll be next Thursday and then the Thursday after that we have court dates coming up. But that is it. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, normally with my face showing, by the way, please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. See y'all.